Yes, to land this. Mr. Walter Gretzky. How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm still standing beside you.
Wow. Take two. I'll just go ahead and pinch me. Go on now. They're craft when 48-foot wooden schooners, the traditional kind. Hi, I'm Stephanie Beaumont. Welcome to CNB Scene, the show that celebrates all the people, places, and things that make the four Atlantic provinces so very special. From Nova Scotia to New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island to Newfoundland and Labrador, we take you to where the action is. And that's why we're on set of Relative Happiness. In a recent interview, Cape Breton-based author Leslie Cruz said of her first novel, "I had no intention of writing a book, much less get it published. Relative Happiness is only a diary run amok." So naturally, when it was released back in 2005, she never dreamed it would hit the big screen. But it's happening. The Ivy Cottage production is underway in Nova Scotia, and in the next half hour, we'll chat with the stars, share some scoop on the location, discover some interesting connections, and dole out some free stuff too. Yes, it's a busy show, and we've hit a happening set, so we'll be whispering when their cameras are rolling.
There's a place at the bottom of Signal Hill called International Flavors.
And stealing guests when they've got a minute to spare. Beginning with a lady who's the busiest of all. From St. John's, Newfoundland, Relative Happiness Director, Deanne Foley.
How are you, Deanne Foley?
I am great. How are you?
In the hood.
I'm in Hubbard's.
I mean, come on.
And for this project now, I just want to say, I'm a romantic at heart. I might as well just come clean. Are you?
Yes.
Is that true? Okay.
Well, I'm more of a comedy person, but
But this is a rom-com, right? Does it fall into that?
It is. It is a rom-com, but
Is that what the cool kids say? You kind of winced when I said that.
What?
What are the real people? How do they say it?
They say rom-com. That's cool. She's totally cool. She got it right.
I'll pay you later.
Yeah.
Okay.
She knows all the lingo. She's industry. She's industry.
I know nothing. Just let me ask you, what drew you to this project, and how did you get involved? Because I was thrilled to see that you were helming this lovely project.
Well, it's kind of cool because it's the first project that I actually haven't written from scratch. It's based on a novel by Leslie Cruz, and one of the producers, actually a group of producers, Alan Collins from Nova Scotia, and there's two other producers from Newfoundland, Jill Knox-Goss and Lynn Wilson, and they had seen Beat Down, and they were excited by what I had done with that movie, and so they were looking for a director for Relative Happiness, and they approached me, and it's such a privilege to be making my second feature so soon.
Well, let's just back it up then and talk about Beat Down, because the response has been wonderful for that film.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of make this project and, you feel like you hope that it's going to be good, and when it gets such a great response, it just makes it worthwhile.
Right, and obviously this is reaffirming, because here you are again. Now,
Susan Kent in the house.
Oh, Susan, holy cow.
I love being photobombed by her.
Indeed. Okay, well, let's talk about your cast, because that's such a huge part of a project like this. How did that all come together for you?
Once I was brought on board, the film centers around the lead character of Lexi, and we spend a lot of time trying to find her. And initially, we looked in Canada, and it's a big role. I mean, she carries the entire film,
yes.
And she needs comedy and drama, and there's like this. This is my DOP. My DOP. Sorry. So anyhow, we started in Canada, and I didn't find Lexi, and then we hooked up with an LA casting director, Nancy Klopper, who has cast such films as Risky Business and Ray, and she read the script and she met us and she decided to come on board, and from there we sent out the call in the US, and we came across Melissa Bergland, who happened to be from Australia.
An award-winning actress.
Yeah, she basically wore the Australian Emmy, and she auditioned for the role, and it was kind of like, yeah, that's Lexi, and it's great.
I love when that happens.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Now, we love when anybody shoots in our neck of the woods, because I know your first project, you were at home. What's this like now being, I know it's not too far afoot, but nonetheless, it's still out of your pond, if you will.
Yeah, I guess it's the first time, my second feature, and, I shot my first feature in Newfoundland, and I'm from Newfoundland, and my family's in Newfoundland, including my two children.
Yes.
So,
And school is in session, Mom.
yeah, so, dad's working it back home, and it's kind of interesting. I feel like I live in this bubble. It's like life before I had kids, where all I did was focus on my work.
Yes.
And sort of that's where I am right now.
Which is good. Yeah. Okay, and you're partying.
Not really.
Okay. Deanne Foley, congratulations again. It's so great to see you.
Thanks, I'm so happy to be here.
We're hanging out.
I know, I love seeing you, man. You gotta do this more often.
I'll pay her later. Coming up on See and Be Seen, the leading lady who plays Lexi and her two on-screen sisters who appear in hit TV shows produced right here in Atlantic Canada. Plus, we'll give you some scoop on this historic Hubbard's location and much more. Right now, though, let's talk about love. The movie's tagline reads, "Love comes in all shapes and sizes." And when it comes to handsome lead actor Jonathan Sousa, I'd say things are shaping up perfectly.
My character Adrian's kind of a wanderer. He's left from Victoria, BC, and he's just gone on a trip of a lifetime where he's traveling across Canada. And he comes across this bed and breakfast and meets this firecracker, Lexi.
Yeah.
And she's wonderful.
Are you smitten?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's great, and she treats him really well, and he feels really comfortable, and he feels kind of a sense of home. So he
You
stays
stick
for a
around.
while. Yeah, stays for a while, yeah.
All right, very good. Now, let's just ask you this, because you're a big city guy.
Yeah.
Would you ever stick around here in Nova Scotia?
I would love to.
Is that true?
Yeah, I would love to. Yeah, I love this. It's my first time being in the East Coast,
Yeah.
and I love it. I mean, the people are fantastic, the food is amazing, and
Yeah.
everyone's so nice, people are going out of their way to make sure that I'm welcome and I feel safe and comfortable.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. Yeah.
It's like being home. Well, we welcome you
definitely.
here. At CNBC, we celebrate the 4 Atlantic provinces. So has there been any one place you've visited since you've been here that you've been like, oh my God, I love that, I'm telling everyone about it?
Oh, I love being here in Hubbard's. But Peggy's Cove was wicked.
Yeah.
I went out there with my girlfriend and it was fantastic. She came over for a
Was
weekend.
it a stormy day?
It was a stormy day,
Was
so
it?
the waves were coming
Yeah.
in, and it was amazing. And got some really cool pictures, and I would love to come back. I love Halifax too.
Yeah.
It's such a cool city. There's such a cool vibe, and there's a good film scene, so it's wicked.
I was going to say we're pretty busy all the time. Now that leads me to another question. You are a busy fella,
Yeah.
and this is a romantic comedy. Now,
Yeah.
and I know you've done the thrillers and the crime business and the whatnot. Do you have a favorite, or do you like shaking it up?
Oh, I love shaking it up.
Yeah.
I love doing different things all the time. It's amazing. It keeps me on my toes, and it keeps me in a sense of not knowing what's next, and that's the best place for an actor to work.
Yeah.
Not being comfortable is the most essential thing, I think, for an actor, because you're a different person, so you've got to it gives you the better time to sit in that and ask yourself questions that would be essential to the story.
On the edge, life on the edge. Jonathan Sousa. Such a great guy. Be sure to follow Jonathan on Twitter at jsues29. He's posted some cool pics from his relative happiness adventure there, including this one with co-star Aaron Poole, who we'll catch up to in just a bit, and this shot with his lovely leading lady. For 3 seasons now, Adelaide, Australia native Melissa Bergland has been a member of the ensemble hit in her homeland, Winners and Losers. Just last year, her performance as Jenny Gross on that show earned her the TV Week Logie Award for Most Popular New Female Talent. And just as her season wrapped down under, she was cast in this new movie. Not to worry though, fans. She'll head back to the show when production ends here, but while we've got her in our neck of the woods, let's meet the star who's flown halfway around the world for relative happiness. Ladies and gentlemen, award-winning actress Melissa Bergland. How are you?
Good, thank you. It's
That
so
sounded so official.
It's so funny to be like award-winning actress. I'm like, when did I? Oh yeah, I did in Australia. Does that count?
Yes, it does. You're like a worldwide superstar. Come on.
Hopefully, getting there.
And right in our hood here in Hubbard's, Nova Scotia. Now, let me just ask you, how are you liking it? Because I know you've been sort of all over the world.
Yeah,
How do you
I've been
find this
globetrotting.
small town Nova Scotia?
I love it.
Yeah.
I've been in big cities for the last 3 months, and it's kind of really nice to just work on something in serenity and a really beautiful -4 degree climate.
Although November could be a heck of a lot worse.
We were doing a scene the other day where I'm outside eating ice cream and it started snowing, and I was like, oh my God, because it doesn't snow in the cities at home. And
No,
so I was
that's
like,
right.
oh
and
my
plus
God,
it's
snowing. And
summer at
everyone's
home now, right?
yeah, it's really nice and warm. So when I go home, I'm going to be getting on the bikini. No, not the bikini ever. Getting on the one piece and going to the beach.
Nice. Jonathan Sousa said to us, Lexi is a firecracker.
Yeah, she's kind of, she's really fiercely independent, and she's lots of fun, and she's a bit bohemian. And she like makes her own grocery bags and makes a lot of her own clothes and gets them from thrift shops. And she's like, we'll just get this and we'll just like put some lace on it.
Is that exactly like Melissa Bergland?
No, it's nothing like me.
Okay.
Yeah, I can sew and I can bake and I can do all of that, but Lexi's kind of very bohemian and like, this is actually the closest to me that I'd probably get.
Okay.
Apart from the slippers. But, yeah.
Can we shoot the slippers?
Fancy.
Oh, come on.
No,
you need comfort.
For today, for the wedding scene, I'm filming in like 4-inch heels and I'm like, oh, the whole day. So I'm like, I'm going to bring my slippers in.
At CNBC, we celebrate the 4 Atlantic provinces, so we're always anxious to hear, like, what's been your favorite part so far? Have you gone to any cool restaurants or great coffee shops, or what have you loved?
I love the general look of driving through Chester and out to Lunenburg, and how beautiful the houses are and how awesome the community must be in summer where everyone comes here and just party town. It's a little closed for the season at the moment.
Indeed.
And I saw some dude walking along the side of the road with a massive shotgun yesterday, and I was like, is it hunting season? Because we don't have guns.
Yeah, you need to wear something bright.
We were like, oh my, he's just walking around with a shotgun. All right, cool. Anyway, that was a bit of a shock.
He's not from the tourism department. Let's go on record saying that.
I was just a little bit shocked. But the people are lovely. The scenery is beautiful and idyllic and very relaxing. And I saw deer the other day. And I mean, I guess if you guys came to Australia and you saw a kangaroo, you'd be like, oh,
yes,
that's awesome, look at a kangaroo.
We would lose
and I was
our
like,
minds.
screw the kangaroos, look at the deer, they're so awesome. And I made friends with a little squirrel yesterday.
Oh my God.
And it's really cool.
Very good. Well, it's very cool to have you. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
Melissa Bergland. Still ahead on CNBC, we've got lots more from the set of Relative Happiness, including interviews with NL native Susan Kent, Nova Scotia's own Molly Dunsworth, and Lexi's other love interest, actor Aaron Poole. Plus, we'll play a fun round of Connect the Stars and give you a chance to win an awesome TV Free Stuff prize pack. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to CNBC. We're behind the scenes of the new romantic comedy, Relative Happiness. The feature film, based in rural Nova Scotia, has set up production at Hubbard's historic Shore Club. And while those may be actors dancing today, for the past 67 summers, every Saturday night, folks from all over have traveled to dance up a storm to the music of a live band. And while it's known as the last of the great dance halls, it's equally billed as the home of the original lobster supper. The first dished out back in 1936, they've now served more than 1 million suppers as Reese Harnish continues the family tradition started some 77 years ago. A Taste of Nova Scotia recipient and voted a maritime must-do, it was also voted by Reader's Digest one of the 10 must-try Canadian restaurants. They've closed for the season now, but they'll be back at it this spring through October, so check them out at shoreclub.ca and be sure to plan your visit. In the meantime, it's the perfect spot for this movie and for other productions past. Matter of fact, our friends at Haven used the Shore Club last season for episode 309, Sarah.
Remember, strong and cheap.
And while we're on the subject, you might recall our last episode featured Haven. In fact, we were right here in Hubbard's chatting with the cast of that hit show, including Mr. John Dunsworth. Now, he mentioned all of his talented children, the youngest of which is Molly, who, as it turns out, is co-starring in Relative Happiness. So how cool is this? We talked to her father last week, and this is how we build it, the Dunsworth dynasty.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Molly Dunsworth. I mean, come on. He started with you. There was no specific order, but I think, he's just blown away by the talent that you, and all the things you're doing.
Oh.
Did you grow up wanting to do anything else?
Went back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This or what? Mad scientist?
Nursing.
Okay.
Thought about nursing for a while.
Yeah.
Thought about being a ballerina when I was a little girl.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that. Do you dance still?
No, just
busy,
in my
yeah.
kitchen.
Okay, now talk to us a little bit about Haven. We have a huge Haven following, and you were the intern.
I was,
season.
yeah. I also worked as their stand-in for the entire show, so it was interesting.
So you're
you know.
busy.
Yeah.
And I get the sense that they're a great group, but how do you feel about it?
Yeah, they are a great crew. It was really interesting for me too because I got to see it from both sides, from behind the camera and in front of the camera. So
Right.
I learned a lot.
Any scenes with your dad?
No, unfortunately not.
No, but there's lots of movies in the future. So talk to us about how you got on Relative Happiness, because this is such a cool production.
Yeah, it really is. I auditioned for it, and I was busy working on Haven. About a month later, they asked me to come do a callback, and I Skyped with Deanne Foley.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I thought you're the second Skype audition story I've heard. Do you like that process? How's that for an actress?
It was the first time I'd done it, but it was nice to, virtually meet someone, but
Yeah.
just nice to hear some notes and stuff before I went and did the callbacks.
And she's great.
She's so lovely. She's so lovely.
Yeah. Now, Molly, you've worked with Glenn Matthews, who we love Glenn.
Who doesn't?
He's a sweetheart. Give us some dirt on Glenn.
I don't think there is any
Is
dirt.
that true? He told me he was a drug dealer because he wants to land a role on Public Adult. That's not true. No, not that you're willing to say on camera.
Well, let's slip me a little something.
For the record, she was kidding, and so was Glenn. They're both just great actors, and it's great to have them on the show. Another fellow we've featured before is that guy. That's Kyle Mitchell, and you may recall our chatting with him last episode. Like Molly, he's got a reoccurring role on Haven this season. He plays sinister there, but here on Relative Happiness, he's a far less threatening groomsman. Time to meet up with another busy Atlantic Canadian actress, NL Susan Kent. For the past 2 seasons, she's been cracking us up on CBC's mega award-winning This Hour Has 22 Minutes. They're in the midst of their season now, which shoots in Halifax. And couple that with their work on this feature film, and there's very little downtime. She's busy on this set too, but we grabbed her for a quick chat during a short break. I can't tell you how cool it is to meet this lady. Susan Kent, how were you?
Oh my God. Much better after that introduction.
I mean, well, we love you. We watch you every week on This Hour Has 22 Minutes.
Wow, thank you.
And we've seen you on all kinds of shows, not the least of which is Republic of Doyle. They love you
yeah.
there.
I love them. I love that show is so fun and such a great show, and all my buddies work on it. It's terrific.
It is.
Yeah.
Now, okay, and this movie, how cool is this? Now, how did you come to be a part of this? I know you're probably always in demand, but it's true.
If only that were true. No, I got a little Facebook message from Deanne, which was so cool. We
Now, you haven't worked together?
No, years and years ago, she did a little documentary about, or perhaps I shouldn't say a little one, I don't know how long, but I think it was a short documentary about a filmmaker, Sabah Hadi, who's a guy who works out of St. John's, and I had worked with him. And that was the only time we ever really worked together. She interviewed me for that.
Right.
And I've always been a fan of hers, and we've always been, sort of friends / acquaintances. So I got a Facebook message.
Well,
and I
you're
was like,
industry
"That's super
folk,
cool."
right? You're industry folk. You're
Absolutely.
wheeling, you're moving and shaking, hey, when you're home.
We shake. The two of us shake like crazy. You should see it.
Have you read this book? Now, are you
No.
an avid reader? No.
I'm not an avid reader. No, I'm a lazy reader. I read 20 pages, and if I'm not like absolutely in love with it, then I put it down.
Yeah. Okay, so
But that's not with this one. I didn't attempt to read this. I had intended on reading it, and then I got busy with the show and stuff, and I didn't read it. So
when do you have a down minute? Probably none.
Remembrance Day. Rake the leaves, man.
Did you?
Yeah.
Give us like the best thing you should do in Newfoundland and the best thing you should do in Nova Scotia. Go, Susan Kent.
Oh my God. Oh God, so much pressure. The best thing you should do in Newfoundland. Maybe the best thing you should do in Newfoundland. I'm just gonna whisper because they're doing a take right now. I'm actually in this scene, but they don't even see me, so I'm out here whispering. No, I don't. Oh, food. You want to know what good food to eat? Okay. There's a place at the bottom of Signal Hill called International Flavors. summer in Grossmorn in Rocky Harbor, a great meal and an even better cup of coffee, like espresso style coffee, is Java Jack's, which is in Rocky Harbor.
Great. Yeah. I love coffee and food.
Yeah,
my fave.
Well, there you go. Got it all rolled up in one.
She's so cool. Cool, too, is the connection between the stars on Relative Happiness, and we'll give you the scoop on that coming up in just a bit. But while we can, let's catch up with Ontario native Aaron Poole. With his turn as Joss, the Gemini-nominated Actor Award-winning actor will register his 47th on-screen role. Check out the list of characters he's portrayed, and you'll see he's been anything but typecast. And let's be clear, the man is busy. 2014 will see the release of Relative Happiness, plus 2 other feature films, Adam McGoyan's unnerving thriller The Captive with Ryan Reynolds and Rosario Dawson, and Donald and Kiefer Sutherland's gripping western, Forsaken. That's amazing. So is he.
Aaron Poole. And how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I was saying, I wonder if I'll even recognize him because in every picture, you're somebody different.
Yeah.
What's with that?
I don't know. I don't know why they want to dress me up and cut my hair, and it's weird.
You're malleable. That's good, though, eh?
It's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, give me the MO on this fella. Like,
Okay, on
what's your
Joss?
story? Yeah, like, what's his angle?
Joss is just a local boy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's. I think that really the outsider is definitely Jonathan Sousa. He doesn't fit in at all. No, with the cast. Nobody really likes him. He lacks charm and poise, and I don't know. I'm really glad to get out of here. He's made it very difficult.
Okay, here's what I want to know, because you're an Ontario guy.
Yeah.
The dialect, it's not easy. What
was the process for getting the buys and the buddies and the whatnot?
Well, I just listened to a lot of tape. There's this Kansas City University runs a dialect archive.
Really?
So you can actually go online
Could
listening.
I do this, or do I
You
have to
could.
be professional?
No. It's just there. It's free. It's totally free. So I listened to, and actually Deanne told me to listen to Rob Wells in the Trailer Park Boys. So I listened to him, and I listened to the dialects online.
Nice, very
Yeah.
good. Okay, and they're being called back to set, so just give me like one cell line why people should go see Relative Happiness.
It is a romantic comedy with East Coast charm.
I can see that on the poster.
You love the East Coast, you'll love Relative Happiness.
I love Aaron Poole. You know what else I love? Free stuff! Time to dole it out with thanks to our good friends at Nimbus Publishing. We've got 4 novels from the author of Relative Happiness, Leslie Crew. Naturally, there's a copy of that bestseller, plus hit and misses about 4 lifelong friends, all turning 50, who take a trip to New York together, but after a switched bag, a philandering husband, a pepper spray mishap, and so much more, well, mayhem ensues and makes for a wonderful read. We've got that along with Shoot Me, the funny and sometimes heart-wrenching story about family, fortune, and figuring out who you are and who you love. And rounding out the 4-pack, Kin. It's a novel about tangled lines of loyalty, tragedy, joy, and love through 3 generations of families, all set amidst the wild beauty of Cape Breton Island. And those 4 fabulous books by author Leslie Crew can be yours if you can answer this trivia question. What was the name of director Deanne Foley's first feature film? Relative Happiness is her second. You gotta tell me what was her first. And once you know the answer, hit the website. It's www.cmbscene.com. Click on the TV Free Stuff button and submit your answer. Good luck to you, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to C&B Scene. It's always awesome when talented folks get together to make a new movie, and better yet, we're here to witness it. We should tell you though, for a lot of the cast, this on-set chemistry is nothing new. So let us present a little segment we like to call, Hey, I Know You. And let's get started with director Deanne Foley. Her first feature, Beatdown, starred Rob Wells, who plays Kenny in this movie. Wells also stars in the Trailer Park Boys, in which Jonathan Torrance also stars as J-Rock. Now you can see him in Relative Happiness as Richard. Jonathan Torrance also appeared in the independent short Treevenge, and so did Molly Dunsworth. Molly Dunsworth never appeared in the Trailer Park Boys, although her father does, but
she did star in the movie Hobo with a Shotgun, in which Robb Wells also starred. And even though Aaron Poole said no one gets along with Jonathan Sousa, he was acting. Aaron and Jonathan are not only friends, but they both starred in the indie film The Animal Project. And how about Mary Lewis? In Relative Happiness, she plays Lexi's mom, Cynthia. Susan Kent plays Lexi's sister, Susie, who's marrying Ernie, played by Joel Thomas Hines. All three of those talented Newfoundlanders had roles in the indie hit film Grown Up Movie Star. Mary Lewis and Joel Thomas Hines were both in Down to the Dirt, which Hines wrote, by the way. Susan Kent starred in Hatching, Matching, and Dispatching, which also starred Joel Thomas Hines. Those two have appeared in the TV show Regenesis, and they have both guest starred on Republic of Doyle. And get this, Aaron Poole also guest starred on Doyle in the same episode as Susan Kent, Something Old, Something New, which was about a wedding. That is a full circle moment. So cool. Here's some great news from Bella Line for our show. Now you can watch CNBC TV and all the other great Community One programming anytime you want. Simply click the On Demand button on your fiber optic TV remote and follow the steps on your screen. And be sure to visit our website at cnbc.com, where we celebrate the people, places, and things that make the 4 Atlantic provinces special 24/7. We're gearing up for the holidays with great ways to celebrate the season. And beginning December 1st, we'll kick off our annual Countdown to Christmas contest. We'll be giving away a gift each day, and then on Christmas Day, one lucky winner wins every present. That's a lot of loot, so be sure to enter.
Well, that's going to do it from the set of Relative Happiness. Stay tuned for when it hits theaters next year. I'm Stephanie Beaumont. We'll see you next time on CNBC.